Good leaders, like good sales managers, know that you get more of what you incentivize. Every single time you get more of what you incentivize. Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. Good leaders know how to look for the win, but the challenge for the win sometimes is finding out, well, what is the win? Maybe you've worked in an organization like I have where the team is set up in such a way that the team's goals, the team's strategies, the team's successes, they're measured when the team as a whole wins. Unfortunately, in order for that to happen, it's a lot of sacrifice on behalf of the individual players. The players are going to have to give up a whole lot of extra time. They're going to have to do things that are right on the edge of right and wrong ethically or morally. They're going to have to take risks that may damage their own reputation. But if that's what it takes for the team to win, then yay, team. Really? How about those ones where the incentive program is set up in such a way, and maybe you've worked in this too, where I know I have. The incentive program looks really good, and if you sell just that right thing or you behave in just that right way, you do just the right behavioral modifications in your own life, individually, you can achieve great things. But as a team, well, you got a winner over here and a winner over there, and the team goals are not really being met, but these individuals have figured out how to capitalize on the incentives. A real good example of that is a SPIF program or a sales reward program that's attached to one particular item. I can give you an example from my own life. When I worked in a sales organization, it was early in the late 90s, early 2000s, and there was a push for everybody to have their own website. But before websites were web pages, and a web page was basically, it was a magazine page, an ad, a digital ad online. And it was online within a conglomerate of a bunch of other sites, but it was a new thing, and I was in the world of advertising. So it was really easy to sell a printed page. Everyone was familiar with that. It was a little more complicated, required a little more insight to sell the digital page. And so the company said, as a whole, our goal to sell digital pages is like this. So if you are able to sell those digital pages, we'll give you an incentive that looks like this. Well, 5 or 6 of us as sales reps figured out that all I had to do was keep the print pages from not going away while I also added on the digital page. And by doing that, the amount of commission that existed here was so minimal. Just save it so you don't lose money. But the extra commission that was available here, because it's a brand new product and new dollars coming in, even though there were small dollars, the incentives were higher. In fact, there were some instances where selling the right digital product would actually pay you more than you sold it for. Go figure. But you always get the behavior you incentivize. Always will you get the behavior you incentivize. And if there's a reward for doing something that technically is wrong, people will do what technically is wrong because there's a reward for it. Because individuals who are seeking after individual wins and are not deeply concerned about the team, they're going to go get their win however they can. Whether it's an extra paycheck or a vacation day or a sales trip or a reward within the organization, if it's a promotion. Yeah, see, leaders who are careless about that may unintentionally incentivize behavior that's not good for anybody except that one individual who figures out how to capitalize on it. There really is a structure that you've got to look at and ask these 4 questions. Is it good for the team and bad for the individual? That's not a win. Is it bad for the team and bad for the individual? Well, obviously, that's not a win. Is it good for the individual but bad for the team? Well, that's not a win. It's only a win when it's good for the team and good for the individual. And leaders are responsible not only for finding those and collecting as many as they can because it builds confidence in their team unity and in the individuals on it, but they're responsible for setting those up. Developing the programs, the goals, and the structures where win-win always looks like the team wins and the individual wins. Leaders who can maximize that opportunity, set up those incentives, and drive people to succeed on behalf of themselves and the team. Those are leaders who are going to continue to demonstrate great influence in their organizations. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.